So, oh, by the way, if you haven't checked out your rising sign and your moon sign, also good ideas just to get further depth as to what's going on with you. If you don't know what those are, go ahead and take a look. And then I have another little video there kind of telling you how they relate to your personal life. So anyway, in regards to career, Six of Cups in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse and then the Page of Swords upright. So basically what it's saying is like, don't really think about what's worked in the past and trying to do something new in regards to like building off of what has worked for you in the past. Like your new ideas are what you should be focusing on. And right now, you're not actually doing anything with these ideas, but the new ideas that you're having, they're actually like really good ideas. They're how to describe this? Like they're fresh, and you're kind of like, oh, would that work? I don't know, because it's not like anything I've done in the past. But they're very good. So in regards to your career, do that. And then this one jumped out as I'm telling you this, the King of Cups. You're going to find a lot of like more like emotional like depth and happiness in regards to your career if you start really thinking those ideas through and then working with those ideas, putting them into action. Is now the right time to put them into action, like February 11th through March 13th. Let's see. If you go ahead and do that, it's probably not the best time. Like you're going to come up with like more difficulty, especially with other people. It's like 3 people involved in it and would be kind of stressful. It's not like super catastrophic, like that nothing would work out, but you'd have more hardship than you thought. But let's say you wait until after March 13th, like really think things through before you take action. What is the result? Yeah. Like you avoided so many problems. Like everything then is just like clear to go. Like you got your crap in order, your ducks in a row. Everything's more organized and all of that. So this month, February 11th through March 16th, really be thinking about whatever new ideas you have as to like how to generate more business, as to like how to make things work better at work in your career. And for maybe for some of you, it's actually like changing your career. Whatever this new idea is, don't put it into action until after March 13th, but really start thinking about how you're going to do that right now. In regards to money, which sometimes is tied to your career. Sometimes it isn't. We'll just see how it pops up for you. We've got the Empress in reverse, the Four of Cups, and then the Devil card. So for some of you right now, you're not feeling like a baller. You're just not. You're not sure exactly what to spend your money on, how to spend it, if it's smart or not. You're definitely feeling tied to something, like maybe you have financial obligations that totally suck, and you're sometimes happy about them, sometimes not. For me, this is coming in for like a lot of people, like child support. Like you're happy to give it, like because you love your kids, but you're like, oh, it's such a burden, you know? And that's a very specific example. It's not going to resonate with everyone that way, obviously. But anyway, stay strong. And then know like the work that you have to do in order to meet whatever obligations that you have, whatever you're tied to in regards to money and stuff like that. It's not actually as hard as you think. Like, I feel like right now, some of you are kind of like, I'm tempted to spend money on certain things. And and they're kind of like things that you feel maybe are selfish. You know, like I want to buy new outfits. I want to get my hair done. I wanted this. I want to do that. But then like you're kind of afraid to because you're like, well, I have to pay bills. February is a short month. Yada, yada, yada. So I think though, as long as like the purchases that you're making like actually do make you happy, like actually do make you feel good about yourself, that's okay. Okay. It's not so much of a burden as you think it's going to be. There is no pentacle cards here. So, that's a good sign. Like, don't feel guilty about it. Like, but that being said, like, don't go shopping and buy something because it's on sale, right? Like, even if it costs more money, if it makes you feel good about yourself, that's the point. Like, don't be spending, money on things that are frivolous and stupid. Like, they have to like really make you feel good on the inside in order for it to be worth it. What else do you need to know about money? New opportunities are coming for you, so keep your eyes open for that. And got a couple more here. So this is something that is sort of strange. Some of you are going to be spending a good amount of money on, I don't necessarily want to say religion, like if you're tithing, like if you're giving money to your church or whatever, but spending more money on like spiritually related things. That's very specific. So for some of you, it might be taking yoga classes. For some of you, it might be tarot card readings. Who knows? For some of you, it might be maybe you get like really all of a sudden into crystals, and then you go out and you buy a bunch and you put them around your home. It's okay to be spending money on those things right now. Don't feel like you need to defend those purchases either to your family members or your partner or whoever might be involved in that, whoever might judge you. Like, no, that's all right. That's fine. Right now is a good time to do that. And let's find out why. Because things are a little bit messed up for you right now. Your world's a little bit upside down. Things are a little bit crazy, and it helps you get more balance. It helps you like get more in touch with like your inner self, find your peace, find your happiness, makes you just generally feel good. If you decide not to spend money on things like that, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel like, I'm waiting and waiting and waiting to start feeling better, and I don't really know how to get there or how that happens. So whatever it is that you're like called to, like that is semi spiritually related to spend money on, go ahead and do it, because you're not going to feel like real great about yourself until you do. So that's kind of strange. It's a really weird reading, but that's what I'm getting. And my ears are popping, which is like affirmation from spirit guides, angels, and all of that. So yeah, definitely invest in your spiritual side. And you know what? That could even be too, like going to Barnes & Noble and getting a book on something that interests you. Like maybe on the law of attraction, or maybe on like anything paranormal or new age is good for you right now. So very strange. I've never had that in a reading before. Moving on to your health. We've got the King of Pentacles in reverse, the Death card, the Four of Pentacles in Judgment. I feel like this is interesting to me because I don't get this very often, where like maybe a lot of you have had like a recent divorce or breakup, something like that. So this isn't going to apply to everyone, but it will apply in a different way, and how like financially you were a little bit scared for a minute. Things kind of changed, and so now you're really clutching on to what you have, and you're sort of feeling judged by that. Like, you don't want people to be like, oh, that person is cheap, or that person is, you're really caring a lot about what other people think about you right now. But the change that happened, it was good. It was super good. It was really good for you, actually. You don't see it yet, but you will, okay? But what is your advice in regards to these feelings and these fears that you have? Finding a hobby. Find a hobby. Find something that interests you. Spend a lot of time doing that. I think like a lot of your fears and things that you're worrying about in regards to that, and like, it's more because you are, how do I describe this? It's like you're a little bit bored right now. Like, you don't even know what to do with yourself. So find a hobby, find something you like, and start doing that, because that's just going to make you feel better generally. What else? Going backwards a little bit, coming back to money and career. You want to be generous this month, February 11th through March 13th. Give to others, give of your talents, share your skills, share your wealth. share your love. This one's kind of been a theme for a lot of people. So I don't really do astrology, but I wonder if something's going on with the moon that's causing people like to need to be more giving, because I've seen that in a lot of signs so far. Moving on to love, because it is the month of Valentine's and all of that. For those of you who are single, you got to look within, figure out what it is that you want. Like, what is special about you though too? Like when you're going out with people, you need to be marketable. Like you got to let them know like why you're great. Okay. Things are going to be going in a real quick, fast direction. And I feel like for a good amount of you have like a lot of love to give right now. And some of you might find a person to love, but you have to make sure that you're not going too quick just because you're in love with being in love. You really have to be realistic and like kind of decide like, do I like this person, or do I like the idea of them? You know what I mean? Because that's how you end up getting hurt. Like, so really think about that. Like, what is it that you want? And right now is not a good time, if you're single, to be really, what's the word? Goodness. It's not like shortchanging yourself, but like settling for less than what you expect or less than what you want. Because, I mean, nobody's perfect, right? But like, if you have a list of 5 things that are really important and they hit 3.5 of them, those 1.5 things are not hitting, okay? Somebody's going to have 5 and they're going to have other annoying qualities that weren't on your list. But you know what? Like, they hit 5 of 5 or 4 of 5. But 3 of 5, not good enough. 3.5 out of 5, not good enough. What's that saying? Like, men marry women hoping they never change, and women marry men hoping to change them. Okay, that never works. People change, but they don't change the way you want them to, right? So men, remember, women are going to change a little bit, but then also remember, they're not going to change the way you want them to. Like, if you are with somebody who's like a little bit boring in the bedroom, you think you're going to bring the freak out in her? Maybe not. If you're a lady and you're like, you know what, this guy, awesome. He's charismatic, he's charming, that's why I like him. But gosh, he flirts with everybody. Yeah, that's how he nabbed you. You know, he's charming, he's charismatic. You got to come to terms with that. Or if that's one of those things that really bugs you, it's on your list of 5, he's not the one. Okay? But so things are looking good for those of you who are single. In regards to those of you who are coupled, what can you expect February 11th through March 13th? A lot of really good stuff here. I know that this one looks bad, but it's in reverse. So like, you're finally, whatever beef that you've had in your relationship before, like whatever ways you've been hurt, for some people, I mean, everybody has different things that like set them off. Like, you're finally kind of like letting that go. And this is the wish card. Okay. So this card is like about getting what you want. Like, you know what? I want this from my partner, or I really want to go on a vacation, or I really want this asshole to start taking the garbage out, like on his own without me asking. Those are the kinds of things that can happen now. Big wishes, little wishes, doesn't matter. But you have to be real with yourself about what you really want in order to appreciate that wish. So, like, if you, for example, I feel like I often think that I want something and then I get it and I'm like, I don't want that, right? Or you think that you want something in a certain way and then it comes to you in a different way and it's better. So like, don't be too particular and specific about what it is that you wish for. Like, keep your concepts general. But this is a really good month for that. Dreams coming true. So yay. Now we're going to break this down into like the week by week stuff. So February 11th through February 18th, what is it that you need to be looking out for? What are the messages you need to know? What are the blessings that are coming your way? We'll just break it down, see how the cards fall. What are the messages for Taurus, February 11th through the 18th? And I don't know if some of you do this, but like when you find a certain part of a message really resonates, and then it's within a certain week, maybe when that week happens or the week after, you want to come back and just watch that part of the video again to see if you can get like more clarity or advice on that. Because when you do this, when you watch these when they first come out, sometimes you forget, you know, as the month goes on. A month is a long time. Okay, so what do we have for Taurus? February 11th through the 18th. Okay. So new beginnings, yay, and honest, like good communication beginning. So if this is in regards to a relationship, this would be like the kind of relationship you want to be in where you can actually talk to your partner. But like then this is also with the card that lays down next to it, like being honest about, remember when I was talking about, hey, like you might not be feeling like really sexy, like really like good about yourself right now. Being honest about that is how you like come to terms with like how to fix that. And then you're going to want to kind of just like take a break, like chill out, like don't work so hard. Maybe like some of you are taking on too much right now, like this week specifically, like you're starting too many projects at once, and it's just like, you got to prioritize. You have to realize that you cannot do everything all the time. You got to learn to say no. Okay. Because here's what happens. If you tell someone, you know what, I'm stretched too thin, I can't do it, and it ends up later that you can, you're the hero. You save the day. But if you're like, yeah, I'll do that, I'll get to that, and then you can't get to it, you're the dick. You know, you promised, blah, blah, blah. So don't be afraid to say no to people this week. If you're stretched too thin or you're just not feeling up to it, if you just don't freaking want to. You know, don't be afraid to say no this week. Then moving on to February 19th through the 26th. What do we have for our Taurus friends? Okay. This is a communication week. So we've got the Five of Swords in reverse, the Page of Cups, and the Star. So you might have a conflict and people are like, why aren't you like really engaging in this battle? And they're like, that's kind of crazy. Like you're crazy to just like let that shit slide. But it's because, you know, at the end of the week, whoa. Sorry, I dropped our Star card here. Because you know that at the end of the week, like everything's more harmonious and balanced and just going to work itself out. Things don't always work themselves out. But in this case, you're right. And you know that if you engage in that battle, that it doesn't like reflect well upon you. And you're already feeling kind of like about yourself. So you're right that week, February 19th through the 26th. That's the week you just want to like let it slide, like let everything sift itself out. Only step in if you have to. And people are going to be like, that's crazy. Don't stand for that. Don't let that person talk to you like that, whatever. But you're right. You know what you're doing. You're right. It's the right decision. Everything works out better if you do it that way. February 27th through March 5th. What are the messages that you need to know? Let's find out. Okay. So, wish card again. Look at you. So lucky. Just wishes coming true. So, maybe one wish, and maybe that's the week that it happens, February 27th through March 5th. Excuse me. This one popped out right after it. This is a really happy card. It's in reverse. So, if your wish is in regards to like family structure, home, things like that, you might have to wait for to see like how things are happening, but they're like kind of coming true in like a behind the scenes kind of way. I hope that makes sense to you. Like things are, for example, like if your wish is to buy a new house and you find the house of your dreams, and then there's like all of these issues and you can't close on it and move your family in as soon as you want, like that could be a blessing because maybe there's a major issue with that house, or maybe the next week a better house goes on the market, something like that. Okay, so your wishes are in fact coming true and they're starting to like take hold February 27th through March 5th. But if it's related to like your family and stuff like that, it's just going to take a little bit longer, but things are happening behind the scenes that you can't see. For those of you who are trying to conceive or adopt, I feel like this is more for like people who are trying to adopt, same sort of deal, where like the process is starting and you can't maybe see that, but something is set in motion that you have to wait for. You might even not find out about it by the end of this week or the end of the month. But this is when they start. So for those of you where it's not going to be pertaining to family, what is it pertaining to and what do you need to know? This is funny because this one's also a lot about fertility, and this one's also a lot about like joy and happiness and home life. But it's also about creative ventures. So like if babies aren't on your radar at all, or puppies or kittens or that sort of thing, that's all right. This is also about creativity, but it's about like nurturing. So like if your wish is to nurture yourself, if your wish is to nurture your career, if it's to nurture others, like this is a good week for that, February 27th through March 5th. This is a good week for sex. So if you have sexy wishes, also a good week for that. People will be like wanting what you got. It's a good week though to be just a tinge superstitious as well. Watch where you're walking, you know. But generally, a really, really happy week, February 27th through March 5th. Moving on to March 6th through the 13th, what do we need to know for our Taurus friends? Whoa. Hey. So for those of you who are waiting for things to happen, victory comes then. So you guys have like a really fantastic end of the month. I'm really happy to see that because I feel like, I can't remember all of the readings that I do, but I feel like Taurus might have been one of those signs that just had some crappy crap last month. So good. But just make sure that you are open to receiving gifts and blessings that are coming to you, and that will make you feel like really, really, really happy and emotionally fulfilled. You're going to feel really great. And you know what? Like, I'm going to caution you though, like with all this happiness and like emotion and excitement that you might feel like going mid-March, don't be like, hey, I'm on a roll, I'm going to like start this new thing. No, just bask in it. Bask in it.